Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. I hope everybody's doing well out there today. This is going to be another in the series of videos I'm making of compilation LPs I picked up over the time of a period. The first one I did about a week or two ago was on rock and roll compilations. Then I had a double of jazz compilations, and now this is going to be all blues compilations. I love compilations. A lot of times you'll find artists that you never heard of before, and sort of a way to help you dig into that genre a little deeper. So I know a lot of people could care less about them. I enjoy compilations. First one I'm going to show is it's a box set actually called The Best of the Blues, and this is on a label called Sine Qua Non, which I guess means something essential, something you can't live without, which the blues is certainly something you can't live without. This is from 1973. They're a label out of Massachusetts, and they have everybody. Well, there's the listing of musicians, so you can see pretty well. They cover a lot of range of blues musicians, Leadbelly, Josh White, etc., etc. Let me see. Yeah, basically these are all everybody that we know. Nobody here is, at least to me, no one is unusual or someone no one you ever heard of before. There's a label, sort of cool label. And it's a 3-record set. And just a great little box set there of The Best of the Blues. Next one is a 2-record set called Blues Roots from 1969. This obviously was a radio station copied, WSAC, which I guess is a station out of Manchester, New Hampshire, a college station. This one, originally, all these artists were comprised from the catalog of Arhoolie Records. This one is pressed on Poppy Records. Love that Poppy label. And again, this is one where they have artists that I had never heard of until I listened to this album, this record. Some of them I did know, but there were some ones there that I never heard of. In other words, like Joe Calicott, never heard of him before. Recorded in Nesbitt, Mississippi. R.C. Smith, recorded in Memphis. Lil Son Jackson, recorded in Dallas. Alex Moore. George Coleman. These are people, but then they have the regular people, which we know, at least I know, and I assume most people know. Fred McDowell, R.L. Burnside, Joe Williams, Bucka White, Black Ace, Lowell Fulsom, Guitar Slim, Juke Boy Bonner, Big Mama Thornton, Clifton Chenier, Earl Hooker, Big Joe Turner. It's a great compilation of blues artists. This was, I said, came out in 1969. Cover's a mess, but the records play pretty decent. This is one. The next one is one I picked up at Goodwill. Again, I couldn't let it go because it just looked interesting. It's called Blues Singers. It's on one of those cheap labels, Halo Records. And as you can see, that's the front, which is just pasted on. And if you turn it this way, it's sideways. So they didn't really take the time to... quality control was not their thing, I guess. And there's the Halo label. And again, these people I'd never heard of before, any of these guys. But this is... if I can find it, I'm sorry. Hard to read this the way they have it on the yellow. One of the guys that I like particularly is Bob Mitchell. He played in the Louis Jordan Orchestra, and it very much sounds like Louis Jordan kind of music, which I love. They also have someone called Valeda Snow with Jimmy Mundy's orchestra, never heard of her. Big Sheba. That's it. And Bob Mitchell of the Louis Jordan Orchestra. That's really the best of this part, is the Bob Mitchell, Louis Jordan. Definitely sounds like Louis Jordan has that kind of look, sound and feel to it. But it's a cool little pickup. Blues singers. Next one is another compilation from Fantasy Records called America Fantasy Blues Two for Giants. This came out in 1972. Oh, I'm sorry, the Blues Singers, the one before, was an original from 1957. This is from 1972, called America Fantasy Blues Two for Giants. There's the inside. And again, most of these people we know, Jimmy Witherspoon, Lightning Hopkins, Furry Lewis, John Lee Hooker. But they also have Dave Van Ronk doing Cocaine Blues. Holy Modal Rounders, which I don't know, not really blues, but they're in here. Again, Reverend Gary Davis, Memphis Slim, John Lee Hooker, Dave Van Ronk again, and Sonny Terry and Brandon McGee. So a nice little 2 LP compilation. Came with a nice thing from the original inner sleeve from Fantasy Records. Talks about their twofers and the brown Fantasy label. So I'm a big blues hound, and anytime I find a blues album, I'm apt to pick it up if the price is right. And I love these, like I said, love these compilations. Next one is called Chicago Blues Anthology. This is 1972. This, again, is a Goodwill find. It's a 2-record set, but only 1 record was in the record, so I picked it up anyway. And again, this has people I'm not that aware of. John Brim, Robert McCullum, Johnny Shines, I know. Also has Elmore James, J.B. Lenore, Big Bill Brunzi, etc. All original recordings. And this was on Chess, the regular Chess blue label. I wished both albums were there, but I'll take what I can get, especially for a couple of bucks at Goodwill. Sounds sort of cool. Next one is a really great one. This is called Which Way Does the Blood Red River Flow? Love that cover. So freaking cool. This is a 2017 compilation of songs recorded from 1963 to 1970, and features, again, people I'm not that aware of. Elijah Brown, Jim Tarleton, but it also has Mississippi Fred McDowell, Jack Owens, Peg Leg Howell, all recorded, I said, 1963 all the way up to 1970. This is part of Testament Records originally. All tracks from Testament Records catalog. And there you go. Pretty cool compilation. Next one, this one I couldn't find in Discogs. They have it just as a CD compilation, but not as the LP. So I guess I'm going to have to put it in myself. And it's called Blues 88's Unreleased Piano Blues Gems 1938-1942. This was released in 2017 on High Horse Records, and it features most of them from 1939 to 1942. Curtis Jones, Willie Boodle It Right does the singing on one song. Curtis Jones, Poor Boy Burke, Roosevelt Sykes, a lot of Roosevelt Sykes, which is no problem with me at all. I got a lot of his stuff. Yeah, mostly. So the second record is all Roosevelt Sykes. So there you go. And it has the original inner sleeve with the lyrics and talks about all the different people on the album. So that's a really nice pickup. Again, I couldn't find this in Discogs. I could just saw they show it just as a CD. So I guess I'm gonna have to put it on myself and add it to the label, to Discogs. Next two are a group of albums that came out from Atlantic in 1972. This one is called Texas Guitar from Dallas to LA. It's promo, even though the record itself isn't a white label promo. I got picked up a Goodwill. Somebody cut this whole bit out. I don't know why they would do that. There's the back, and there's the inner, which is sort of nice. And this features, again, people I'm not that well aware of. Al King, Lawyer Houston, Ray Agee, but also has T-Bone Walker, Guitar Slim, and T-Bone Walker and Guitar Slim on there. Really nice stuff. Original recordings, 1964, 65, some from 1950s, 59, and 1950. And it's the regular Atlantic label. Even though it does say promo on the front, it's definitely not, unfortunately, not a white label promo, which would be sort of nice to have, but that's okay. I love that raw blues, and this is definitely some raw blues stuff you've never heard. Pretty cool. The next one in the series, that was volume 3. This is volume 4. I'd love to find more of these. And this is Blues Piano, Chicago Plus. Same back cover. And there's the inside showing all the different artists. And this features Little Johnny Jones, Floyd Dixon, Little Brother Montgomery, Meade Lux Lewis, etc. Again, all 1950s and 60s recordings. And again, with the Atlantic green and red label. Obviously, there's at least 4 of these series. I'd love to see if there's more and get more of these, but at the moment, that's all I've been able to collect. All right, next one is a blues album I picked up when we visited Japan about 7 years ago. And I don't know why, but I just gravitated towards it and grabbed it. And it's called Blues from LA to LA, from Louisiana to Los Angeles. Japanese pressing, features Johnny Mosley, Curtis Griffin, Eddie Lang, Al Prince. Again, never heard of any of those guys, but I couldn't resist. On Jewel Records, Blues from LA to LA. This was pretty good. I enjoyed this a lot. There's the inner sleeve, but the other side is in English, so that makes it a lot easier. Good raw blues. Again, people who never made it famous, guys who were just playing juke joints and just trying to get by playing blues. So, blues, LA to LA. That was a Japanese pressing from 1983. This one was sort of weird. Again, this one I could not find in Discogs. I found it actually as a German pressing only. And it's called Dirt Blues from 1970. And this is from Liberty Records. The German pressing had a completely different catalog number, etc. Plus the Liberty logo is totally different color. That's the Liberty. And this is cool. I mean, I love the guy in the front cover. It's so cool. That's great. And the inside, I think that's Willie Dixon walking down the street there. And this features, again, Papa John Lightfoot, Lightnin' Hopkins, the Chambers Brothers, which is sort of weird, Slim Harpo, Fats Domino, Big Joe Williams, T-Bone Walker, and repeat the same people again and again. Boogie Bill Webb, who I never heard of, has Wilson Pickett on here, Lightnin' Hopkins, Snooks Elkin, Country Jim, who I never heard of. But again, some great stuff to discover. 1970 Dirt Blues. I might have to again add this onto Discogs because it doesn't seem like anyone else has it. So I'll take some pictures and put this onto Discogs too, along with the other one. And last but not least, this album originally released in 1964. My copy is a 1987 UK pressing, and it was called The Blues Project. And if you know the band, The Blues Project, they got their name from this album. This album was released before the band formed, the Al Cooper Band with Danny Caleb. This was, as they say, a condominium of the best of the urban blues scene. And it features Dave Van Ronk, John Kerner and David Ray, George Moldar, who married Maria D'Amato, who became Maria Moldar, Danny Kalb, who went on to the Blues Project, Mark Spolestra and Eric Von Schmidt, with Tony Glover and Fritz Richmond doing backup. Each of them are just great covers, great songs. Early white blues from the 60s, from the 60s folk scene. And it's on this Edsel label out of UK. Originally, I think this was on Vanguard. I had an original way back when, but long gone now. But it has great, especially the Dave Van Ronk, the David Ray. John Sebastian's also on here. Definitely worth looking into. The Blues Project, originally done in 1964. Again, 1987 UK pressing. So that's some of the blues compilations I've managed to acquire over the years. I'm going to do one more compilation, and it's going to be folk and country. And I have a lot of that too. So probably end of this week, early next week, look for another video of compilation albums from me. I haven't been buying a lot recently. I'm trying to cut back. I just had to buy a new stylus for my turntable. So that cost me a hefty amount. So I'm sort of trying to cut back on buying LPs for a bit. We'll see how that works out. I think I may skip record store day, even though the things I want, I may have to bag it this year. Okay, I hope everybody's doing well, having a great time. And I want to thank all my new subscribers. I got a bunch of new subscribers. If you like what you saw, give me a like. And if you like it, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And until next time, peace.